Hello, and here we are for the F1 THL event, and this is actually on F1 2014. So yeah, a few months ago I thought I said goodbye to this game, but yeah, recently I started to play it a bit. Well, just a bit of nostalgia, and also one of my friends got it recently. So yeah, so when I saw this event was coming up, I thought I may as well actually give it a go, considering next season I actually will be adminning the 2014 league for the THL. And I hopefully will be joining the 2018 league there as well. So yeah, I thought this would be quite good practice for next season. But yeah, I mean, I threw myself in the deep end straight away because I've got some of the fastest guys on the game who still play the game on this game right now. So I mean, they've got Andy, Hakkinen, and Matt. So Hakkinen, of course, wasn't in the THL last season, but yeah, I've been racing him on public lobbies, and I've got to say, by far the fastest guy on the game. So right now, I mean, You'll see in qualifying he was, wow, ridiculously fast. And of course Andy and Matt as well, the two fastest guys in Pro League last season. So yeah, I've got my work cut out if I want to get a good result today. This is just my first lap. You can see I'm in league mix, which is quite odd. But yeah, it was just a banker lap. But you can see now coming through, it's a bit down on our best, which is probably because we're using lean mix. But of course lean mix gets you good traction, but of course it doesn't give you the best straight line speed. But yeah, in this game, I mean, you don't really have to worry about fuel too much. It's not like 2017, so you can really run in, well, rich and normal throughout the whole race and not have to worry. But of course lean mix does really help in the corners. So yeah, I mean, in case you haven't really watched my earlier videos, it's actually my first video of all time was on this track when I was still in THL Amateur League, and I came 7th on that, and yeah, it was an interchangeable period. Meanwhile, we're actually going to go on to our final flying lap, and we literally managed to squeeze it in the nick of times. I think a few more tenths and we wouldn't have got it, so we'll try to make the most of it now. But yeah, as I was saying, my first ever video was on this track, and yeah, I mean, it's an alright track for me, but yeah, this game was definitely the game which started it all off for me. I mean, when I first got it, I was racing amateur AI. I was really terrible, but I was able to, well, I mean, now I've got 700 hours old in this game. I was able to go from, well, a complete and utter noob to one of the best on the game. So yeah, this was a really good game for me, and I'd say my pace is much stronger on here than it is on 2017. I'm consistently fighting up at the front, whereas in 2017, of course, there's much more people who play it nowadays. And yeah, I'm down in Assist League 1, which isn't the best league in AOR. But yeah, you can see now we were going really well. We're actually a few tenths up, but unfortunately we just take a bit too much curb, which is quite easy to do on Russia. And yeah, I haven't really had much practice going into this. So yeah, we're going to qualify P5, which is not bad because we actually out-qualified Freezy. But you can see there's a big gap between the top 6 and then P7. So it should really be a 6-horse race there for the win. But you can see we're actually quite close together, the top 6. But you can see Hakkinen again, a 137.1. So to put it into perspective, like AOR pace when they're actually on this game still. So this guy is definitely one of the fastest on this game. Ridiculous laps. So yeah, I've definitely got my work cut out. But you can see it's actually 70% chance of rain. So yeah, I mean, this is actually almost identical to actually the race I had here in THL last time. Of course, that was the first video I ever made. But I mean, so I definitely know what the strategy is going to be. And I know that it takes a long time for this track to get really wet. So I mean, originally I was going to go into the primes, but firstly, I qualified on the options, so I may as well be, fair. I was going to go option primes, but I knew that if I couldn't stretch the options long enough for the waiting period, I'll probably go in another set of options before the inters period. But yeah, I mean, just really trying to have fun now. I mean, this is definitely my favourite game. Well, I mean, you can go side by side. Yes, there's some sideboard glitch, but the side-by-side I'd say is good, if not even better than 2017. So yeah, it's really a joy to be back on this game. And yeah, hopefully I can, well, hopefully the league next season on this game will be good. But you can see there, qualifying P5. But yeah, I mean, now with the new computer, I seem to be getting really good starts on this game. Of course, this game, all you need really is a good computer and you can get a good start. On the contrary, 2017, you actually have to time your starts. But here we are now, P5, and yeah, here we are for my first race, my first league race in 2014. since, well, God knows how long, but here we are now. Quite a good start. We're going to actually already get the jump on Tobias. Oh, you see Matt's got a really poor start from second on the grid. Andy's already trying to challenge Hakkinen. He's got a poor start on his mediums. I get a bit boxed in. Here comes Freezy on my right, and I'm just going to really sort of cover. But you see Freezy's gone all the way up into third, so he's had a mega run. Meanwhile, Matt has gone into the back of him, and Freezy cut the corner. He's now up into second, so he's going to have to give the positions back. So Freezy, quite aggressive off the start. So, yeah, he's going to be giving the positions back. Meanwhile, you can see still side by side with Tobias, who's now going to try to get Freezy now up the inside. Freezy's going to break early. Could actually compromise me again. But you see Freezy's going to squeeze Tobias off. We're going to go down the middle of both of them. And yes, that's actually a really good move. We're going to break later than Freezy. We're going to try to go up in the inside of Tobias. Tobias is going to run wide. And that's us up into 4th place after falling down to 6th. And that was, yeah, it just sort of reminds me of the fun I used to have on this game. He squeezed Tobias out a bit, and actually that means he loses his position to Freezy. So, yeah, I've really missed this game a lot, and wow, straight away, a very good move there in order to get up into 4th. So, I was very happy with that, but of course my pace wasn't as strong as some of the front runners. Of course, these guys were some of the fastest on the game. Freezy, yeah, he won the Amateur League when I was in it 2 seasons ago. And, yeah, also he was doing really well in the 2014 Pro League. And, of course, you probably would see him as well in the 2017 League doing really well. So he's a very fast driver. So, yeah, he managed to overtake me. You can see Andy now, I think he's struggling. Because you can see Matt has actually managed to pull ahead. Because Hakkinen, even though I said he's got some of the best pace of all of us, I mean, his medium tyres just weren't fast enough. And yeah, he was just holding us all up, and that was really putting me back into contention. So, I mean, I wasn't complaining at all, because I was having quite a good race right now. 5th place with such a high caliber build was a really good result. But you can see now, Andy's trying to make a move on Hakkinen. He's gone deep. That's going to Hakkinen around the outside. Freezy's going to try to get him around the outside. Freezy had to break because Hakkinen sort of swiped across him. Now we're going to get a good run on Freezy up the inside. We're going to go side by side. We're up into 4th place. Can we hold it around the outside? We're going to break later than him. And yes, we managed to hold it around the outside. And yes, we're just like that. We're up into 4th place. So, yeah, I mean, just getting quite a good start on this game, and yeah, I mean, this game definitely my favourite game to play. Meanwhile, you see Hakkinen, he's going into the back of Andy, and he spun out with the DRS, which is why I turned off my DRS in the last part of the straight, because there's a glitch on this game where you can easily spin out. Meanwhile, we've actually just got 2 free positions as a result, but Andy's going to try to fight us. We're going to try to hold it around the outside. Here we are, we're going to have the inside line in the second corner, and another good move, and now up into 2nd place. And we're fighting with our rivals, Matt and Andy, of course, from the THL Pro League, when I actually used to be fighting at the front. You know, we actually go a bit wide. That's going to allow Andy to have a peek up the inside, but still managing to hold off the position. So, wow, I mean, much more competitive than I first thought. Even so, Andy is going to get us in the end. I mean, he was definitely one of the fastest drivers in this game. Even so, he's sort of, like me, has got a lack of practice, because he hasn't really been playing this game much recently. But here to be fighting with Matt and Andy at this stage, it's very promising for next season. I was really impressed with my pace. Meanwhile, we're going to actually go at the inside of Andy. Then we're going to have to turn off the DRS again to make sure we don't spin out like Hakkinen did. We're going to slowly turn into the corner. And yes, we're going to actually get the position back. So we're actually having a nice scrap for P2. And actually, Matt isn't pulling away as much as I thought. So, yeah, this was incredible. And, yeah, I mean, well, my first race for the THL Pro League, I actually nearly won the race. So, yeah, surprising myself with my pace once again. On this game, and yeah, just really joy to be back on it. I mean, when you see Andy's gone into the pits, so yeah, I thought, I mean, yeah, he's going for the undercut, so I had to be careful to make sure he didn't jump me. But yeah, I thought I was going to try to stretch through the rain because it was beginning to drizzle on lap 8. You can see the track a bit wet, but yeah, it was as I know from experience, we're nowhere near the interstage, so I knew at this rate I had to pit onto options this lap. I mean, there's no other option, but you can see, yeah, I mean, yellow flags out, and it's probably, I think it's because this guy in front of me, I think it's Ravan, who's going to let us past. He's already a lap down, and yeah, he seems to be driving quite erratically, so I don't know what's going on there. But you can see now, we're going to end up at the end of that, we're going to pit this lap, but you can see a penalty, and yeah, this just destroyed my race, and ignoring yellow flags. So, yeah, I mean, all I did was drive as fast as anyone else under yellow flags. Yeah, it just gives me a drive through, and that really destroyed my strategy, because I was going to come into the pits this lap, and you can see we're right behind Matt, so we could have been fighting for the lead, as was our pace. So that was a real blow, considering we had such a good race so far. And yeah, just to get a penalty for ignoring yellow flags when all I did was lap a car and drive normally. So yeah, anyway, we're going to come out in the lead. Even so, I mean, now I thought I was going to try to stretch my tyres to the inters period. And you can see Andy now coming on the left-hand side. He's actually managed to jump Matt. So, you know, if we actually covered him off on lap 7, we could have been in the net lead right now. So, if we didn't have all of this BS with the yellow flag. So, that was really annoying. And, yeah, I mean, it happens a bit on this game. There's times where you do get idiotic penalties when you're in realistic rules. I mean, 2017 is quite strict, but at least there's not as stupid rules as this. I mean, well, you can see Matt is actually going to go around the outside of Andy. We're going to try to get involved in the fight, but you just see we haven't got the tyres, and we're going to be forced to pit in this lap, and it's nowhere near Inters, so we're going to have to go on to another set of options. But yeah, our tyres absolutely dead, so which is definitely a shame. But yeah, I was really, really annoyed, and we're going to come into the pits. We're going to take a normal line into the pits, which is going to go into the pits, and yeah, that is us going to go on to the intermediates. So yeah, our race pretty much over. We're down in 6th. I knew I could probably get back to a podium, as was my pace, but I knew, again, yeah, when you have a drive-through, it's definitely hard to come back from. But you can see we're actually still quite close to Tobias, which was quite surprising, even with a drive-through. And you see that's now Dimitri's pitting, so I don't know if he's pitting onto Inters. You can see Andy, I think, as well, is in the pits. So I think they are pitting onto Inters, and I know it's way too early. I made the same mistake in THL 2 seasons ago, pitting way too early onto Inters. So I know that's, if I have one chance of actually getting back into a good position this race, is actually knowing the strategy. And sure enough, Andy's going to go deep, and that's going to allow us the position. So we're now back up into 4th place, and it's time for a comeback drive. I know the strategy, I know what to do. It's now time to push on the options and just do as well as I can. You can see squirming a bit on the tyres, so it is beginning to get a bit too wet. As you can see, that's actually freezing now, and Matt into the pits, being Tobias staying out because we know it's not wet enough yet. So yeah, this just sort of compounds my misery. I mean, I'm still near the front right now, and I had a drive-through. So yes, I wouldn't say I could definitely win the race, but because Matt's mucked up the strategy a bit, I definitely think I could have been up there, if not actually challenging for him for the win, as was my pace. But you can see that getting second off Matt, but I knew it was only a matter of time before I had to come into the pits for Inters. And you can see Tobias not too far up the road, so, and yeah, I knew I had the pace over him, so I knew there was still a chance of me coming inside the top 3, which would be a hell of a comeback from a drive-through penalty, especially with this caliber of field. But yeah, just trying to defend from Matt now, and you can see Matt's finally gaining on us. And yeah, we probably should have pit that lap, but again, it's not quite fully Inters yet, so we should be fine for another lap or so. You can see Matt finally gets us, and yeah, that's all she wrote for P number 1. But yeah, you can see Tobias has gone into the pit, so we're going to cover him off this lap. It's definitely it's definitely Inters, but you can see there we enter a restricted area, and yeah, second BS of the race. I'm entering the pits. I run slightly wide, and it just destroys 7 seconds of me. And again, we're going to come up P5, and yeah, I was livid at this point. I've basically lost the equivalent of 26 seconds as a result of that stupid incident with the yellow flags. And now that, I mean, I was entering the pits normally, and then it just says I'm entering a restricted area. So that was great. Meanwhile, we're going to try to stretch the tyres. There's a few more people in the pits. One of them is Freezy, so I don't know what's happened to him. But we're now up into 4th place, and I knew that was do or die time. I just had to push, and I could get a podium. You can see 13.7 seconds behind Tobias, so that's come down from 15.7 within a few laps. Meanwhile, Raven again is going to get in my way, but this time we managed to get past him a bit more cleanly. And yeah, luckily this time there's no yellow flags to give us stupid drive-through penalties. So yeah, you can see we've got a big gap to Dimitri, so we're pretty much guaranteed P4 right now. And again, we closed down Tobias to 9 seconds as Andy goes into the pits. And yeah, we're gaining on these guys very quickly. Of course, very fast. I was very fast last season in AOR in the wet, and yeah, it's coming through on this game in the wet as well. We're down to 6 seconds between us and Tobias from 16, so we gained nearly 10 seconds in the last 7 laps, which has been absolutely godly drive on my part. But yeah, I was really impressed with my pace. I mean, I was very shocked. I didn't think I'd be fighting up at the front, even after getting a drive-through penalty and a mistake. And I knew that my only chance of the win now was just staying out on these tyres to the end. I knew I had fresher tyres than everyone else because I knew I got the strategy right. As we're going to pass Tobias now, and this is us up into P2. And yeah, we're going to come out near to Matt, so we're nearly going to be P1. But yeah, Matt's going to come out just ahead of us, and this made me even more annoyed because even with the drive-through, we could have still jumped him if it wasn't for that glitch which said, oh, we were too far away from, well, we were out of bounds on the pit lane. But yeah, in hindsight, I should have pit on lap 20 because I could have chased down Tobias and guaranteed the P3 because I had the pace over him. But I decided to wing it because I knew I couldn't beat Andy if I pit, so I decided to wing it and tried to hold on to P2, but you can see my tyres were shot on lap 25, and by lap 26 Andy had managed to bridge a 12-second gap, and yeah, I mean, I'm pretty hopeless now in this position. He was just trying to hold on to the podium, and yeah, I was really ruining the fact that I didn't come in, because even with all of the bad luck I've been getting, I still probably could have got a podium. And again, we're into the rule. Our tyres are completely shot, but again, we got a gap to Tobias, and we're going to try to try to keep it from him. But we're going to cross the line. You can see we lost nearly 20 seconds on the best lap, and yeah, we're just all over the place now. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing much we can do. We're going to glitch into the wall again, and Tobias is gone. And yeah, we're just going to limp it home to P4 again. Well, Dimitri was way too far behind, so he didn't really put us under pressure. But yeah, 3 times I bottled that race, and I truly believe I had a chance of actually winning if I didn't actually make so many mistakes. But still, a very enjoyable race for the first race back on F1 2014. Can't wait for the next season. Hopefully we can have such a high caliber field like we had this time. And yeah, see you guys next time.